All right, lesson 8, super simple. Physical properties of covalent compounds. These will usually be tested by asking you to compare or guess what kind of compound it is by giving you some physical properties, and then you have to guess whether it's metallic, ionic, covalent, etc. So properties of covalent compounds, solubility. Just remember that like dissolves like. So some covalent compounds are polar, some are nonpolar. Polar covalent compounds are going to be soluble in other polar covalent compounds. So things like water, alcohol, etc. Nonpolar covalent compounds, fats, if you had solid carbon dioxide or something like that, any sort of oil, those are only soluble in other nonpolar covalent compounds. The other thing is that the bigger the polar covalent compounds, the less soluble they become in other polar covalent compounds because the dipole becomes less important in the overall energetics of the molecule. The nonpolar parts will overwhelm those dipole-dipole attractions. With nonpolar compounds, because they're held together by London dispersion forces, it's the exact opposite. So if you look at things that just contain carbon and hydrogen, hydrocarbons, methane, the stuff that comes out of your stove, is a gas, but once we get to 8 carbons, octane, the stuff you put in your car, that's a liquid because there's more carbons, the molecule's bigger, and those London dispersion forces are stronger. Covalent compounds in general do not conduct electricity. However, some covalent compounds can be ionized under some conditions, and any covalent compound that has resonance or delocalized electrons, like things like graphite, network solids that have this large network of delocalized electrons, can conduct electricity due to the mobile electrons. So this is the chart. This is the main point of this lesson, being able to compare ionic compounds, polar covalent compounds, non-polar covalent compounds, and then those giant covalent compounds that we learned about in lesson 6, I think. So this is the chart, this is the lesson. So just make sure that you commit this to memory and can answer some questions. So at this point, pause the video, see if you can answer questions 26 through 30, and we'll go over them in our next SGI if you have any questions. As always, the answers are in the slides. Check your work, bring any questions to our SGI, and I hope you have a good day.